First, this morning we touched on some of the key trends we're seeing on social. The first is influencer marketing that's getting a lot of traction. The second one was live video, that it's a format that people are starting to engage more and it gets a lot of tractions. It's the fear from going live. It's what will happen if I'll turn on the camera and I'll get the blackout and I'll forget all the script that I had. What happen if I'll need to sneeze? Actually, that's exactly what the user wants. They want authenticity. They want to see that you're a real human. It's not fake news. It's not an overproduced video. This is you. You're telling the story. And yeah, sometimes we need to sneeze and sometimes we get a blackout. Nothing wrong happened with that. Actually, when we at Socialbakers considered going live, we asked ourselves the same question. At the end of the day, we concluded, why don't we just start it and let's see how it works? And the result told us that it works super well. Even if it was we're not well trained for live broadcasts, we're not professional on that. We are a software company at the end of the day. But what we're seeing is that people are engaging with this content. They like it. It's immediate. It's come to them in the feed. And for the brand, it's much cheaper because you just need a camera, maybe some lights, and have a conversation about a topic that is interesting. South Asia is a very interesting market at the moment. We're seeing this market really coming up and leveraging social more and more, becoming more sophisticated, asking for more, I would say, smart solutions. So not just the basic metrics that are coming from the social platform, but actually doing more of a benchmarking and seeing how competitive works, trying to understand how to optimize their work, and at the end of the day, how to measure the ROI of the work they're doing. In terms of particular country, obviously Singapore is leading, but Indonesia is a very big and it's a very important business. South Korea is getting a lot of tractions on that as well, and Malaysia start to be very interesting. Hong Kong is very similar to Singapore in terms of social at the moment. We're seeing also trends of large brands that are starting to bring social in-house. They used to work a lot of agencies supporting them. Now they bring it in-house. We are reading it as social media becoming more and more important, and they want to have to own the expertise rather than to give it to third party to do that. So that's another trend that we're starting to see happening in the region. Usually you bring things in-house because you need to own that topic from a knowledge, from operation, and seeing the results. It's important for you. It moves the needle. It's something that you cannot just let someone else do it and basically have no experience and know if it actually has a notable impact on your business. You need to have your own people, know what it's about, you can control it, you can influence it, and that's super important. If it's a niche, if it's something that you just experiment, if it's something that it's not really driving your numbers, this is the case when you give it to agency or outsourcing companies, because it's not, if it's that's going to stop, nothing going to happen to your numbers. But if it's an activity that actually drives your number, you want to own it, it's critical, you want to control it, and that's the exact trend that we're starting to see now. So 3 years ago, there was a lot of hope for messaging in the brand business that was around chatbots. Everyone was talking about chatbots, and they will be able to take a lot of the activity that the brand is doing and communicate directly with the users. And there was a lot of promise and a lot of activity as a result. But the reality check was that chatbots are not there yet in terms of their quality to really understand authentic communication by humans and respond to them in the way that humans will appreciate. There are very specific verticals where chatbots are capable in taking specific questions directly and respond to them. So they usually take in between 20, maybe 30% of your cases they automatically can respond to, because it's the same question, how much something costs, or how do I change my password, or if it's an airline, something like that. But when it starts to get a little bit more complicated, when you're using local slangs, there's a lot of emoticons involved in the conversation, this is when they're falling apart and do not succeed. It's a very promising platform. Definitely we're seeing WeChat kind of inspiring the rest of the world actually in messaging. But at the moment, it's not a big thing in the brands. We see it in some degree in customer services. but on a very specific use cases, it's not something that is kind of taking over or replacing something that exists before. But it's very promising. We're definitely going to continue to track it.